Hello and welcome to today's video. So it's been, I don't know, it's been 3 or 4 months I think since I was last at Dorset Bob's warehouse stroke garage, and in that time Bob has been re-A to Z-ing his stock and getting things in a little bit more order after a few home renovations, and it's starting to really come to shape now. And well, we'll have a look around the shelves and see what we can see. So starting off with the hardbacks here, and then into the A to Z paperbacks. And I haven't quite filmed like every single shelf or anything like that, but I wanted to give you a bit of a feeling and a taste of what's actually there, should you spot anything that you might actually fancy. Another reason for filming today at Bob's was because he'd recently had a particularly nice vintage Corgi book haul, and these are ones that have been picked up at an auction, and I was able to have a proper look through. There's about, I think it's about 6 or 7 box loads of vintage Corgi, of which I managed to pull out about 20 or so for myself, as well as some other bits and pieces from Bob's general stock. So we'll have a look at all of that at the end of this video, so you can see what I was able to get. And as I said, a lot of this is available mail order. You just need to drop Bob an email at mrbook451@outlook.com if you spot anything here that you'd like to buy. And Bob says that the majority of his business is obviously through mail order. He appears at a few shows. We were recently at the Innsmouth Literary Festival, and he is a regular. He has a couple of stalls at the London Paperback Show, which is the next sort of big event that we'll be attending, and I shall definitely be at that one as well. So if there is something that you spot here, that, oh wow, I'd like a bit more information about that. How much is it? What edition is it? I mean, most of Bob's stock is generally first paperback editions, if you see in paperback, or first hardbacks. So you know what you're going to be getting, and I think his prices are very reasonable. One thing Bob is most famous for is his higher quality stock. So the top condition is what he strives for, as high grade as possible. Obviously, unless it's something supremely rare, then the condition drops a little. He's even got a few door books. I know they're very, very hot at the moment, but he has got some in stock. So, I said, wants lists are welcome. I said, for somebody like me, I like to shop often by publisher. There are authors, obviously, I'm collecting, so I like them across all different publishers, but there are also publishers rather, that I like to collect pretty much everything that they publish or published. And from that point of view, some publishers you'll see are sectioned down, like the Ace books and some Pan and things like that, but others are generally now A to Z by author surname, which is probably, if you're dealing with this many books, the only way to sort of manage it successfully. I should be going crazy. But yeah, it's been a few months, and on the way up to Bob's, I'd already, before I filmed this, I'd already been to 3 other bookshops. So you could say I was a little bit booked out. I'd done 2 in Honiton and 1 in Puddleton, which was really, really good. Before I'd even got to Bob's here. So it was a bit of a booked day, and the day after this we were off at the Innsmouth Literary Festival. So what you won't see in this video is much horror stock, Lovecraftian, Brian Lumley, that sort of thing, Cthulhu, because that had already been taken out and loaded in the van, ready to take to the Innsmouth Literary Festival. So that sort of stuff won't be here. But of course, Bob does do it. And if you want to look at that particular stock, the Innsmouth Literary Festival video is already up and running on the channel. Some new writings in SF there, some Doctor Who, some Star Trek books. Some good stuff there. And one thing Bob has an awful lot of is vintage pulps. As you can see, So all the main ones are represented in some form or another. Some he's got runs which are, supremely comprehensive, multiple copies each of some of them as well. So if there are any odd pulps you're looking for, just send Bob the list. Chances are he's got them in spades. Now, although Bob has got all this stock, he is still looking to buy collections, so particularly high-grade, big-run collections. That's sort of his specialty, really. So if you're in the market of offloading some stuff, it doesn't have to be a huge collection. It can be a part of your collection that you're looking to dispose of, maybe in trade, maybe for a cash deal. Do drop either myself or Bob a line, and you never know, he might be interested, but he's certainly on the lookout to get decent collections in. So do bear that in mind if you're thinking of moving some of your collection on. Maybe want to make a bit of space. Certainly that's what a lot of collectors do nowadays. It's got one in, one out philosophy. So if it's something old that's been sat on the shelf that you're not likely to read again, what's sort of the point of keeping it? At this point at this stage of the game, swap it out for something that you do actually want. There's a few people doing that because space is always at the premium. So if you are looking to move any bits on, just give either myself or Bob a shout, and we'll take it from there. I've certainly got some quite obscure sort of Penguin and Pan wants and some of my other publishers, and I shall be doing a dedicated wanted video. It's sort of penciled in for about a month's time, and I'm going to go through and sort of relay all the stuff that I'm looking for nowadays. Here's some more of the fantastic pulps. I'd love to collect them if I had the room, but I just daren't start. But there's some great stuff there. Incidentally, if anyone's listening still after New World's number 142, which is the first of the paperback sized ones, there is one on eBay USA, but it's a bit sort of low grade. So if anyone's got a nice copy of New World's 142, please drop me a line. More vintage pulps there, and some Western ones he's got as well. Great stuff. Obviously, first edition hardbacks. He has many. So bear that in mind as well. And Bob has touched on a little bit of crime stuff nowadays, a bit more genre fiction. It's not all strictly science fiction and fantasy. But as you can see, 95% of it is. Here's his rack of ace books, ace doubles. Fair few there if you're missing any. More hardbacks. So lots and lots of stuff here, as you can see. And the garage is actually on 2 floors. It does actually go upstairs as well. Here's the tail end of the alphabet. My slightly wonky camera work here as I'm working my way around this spiral staircase. And I try to be fairly slow moving the camera around so you can pause it. And these videos are in 4K now, so even the pauses should be quite clear if you want to make a little note of some of the titles. There's so much stuff to look at. I think you'll agree the actual qualities is excellent. It really is. And some more sort of miscellaneous publishers. There's the Corgi science fiction that Bob's pulled out, because obviously that's his specialty, but we've got boxes and boxes to look through in just a moment with the more general Corgi stock. Okay, so you may remember at the recent Zardos book fair, Bob came along with a huge collection of Corgi books that he'd recently picked up. Here they all are, and I've got my list with me now, so I'm going to have a real good look through these and see which ones I can actually pick up and ones that I haven't got. And they do seem to be in great condition across the board here, some better than others. He's got doubles of some, so I'm going to have a good look through and see if I can fill a few holes in my collection. I've got my list here, so we should be good to go. And that's exactly what I did. So that was a bit of on-the-spot recording there. I had to edit this slightly because there's just so much to go through. But basically, I was checking my own collection to see if it was books I already had. But I've had my Corgis out fairly recently, so I pretty much knew what I had. And I also knew the books that I had, but I was looking for better condition copies of. So it's funny with a particular publisher like that, you know, the books are so distinctive that you can, in the end, you just sort of know what's what, really. And I just sort of picked up the books that were first editions in what I consider nice condition, and that I didn't have. There were a few that were definite upgrades, and we'll have a look exactly at what I ended up picking up at the end of this video, because I've got them all here in front of me, and I'm going to film that in a moment after I've done this sort of audio, so you can have a look and see exactly what I bought. But I didn't do bad. Certainly I've not bought so many Corgis in one hit before, so I was really, really pleased. And Bob said these turned up at a local auction house, and he had the heads up that there was some old Corgi books in there, which was fantastic. So they've been rescued, and I've had a few. He had some at the Zardos book fair. But obviously, on the back of this video, if you see some Corgi books that you want, this was only a few days ago as this video has gone out. So there's a very good chance that these books are still in stock. So just drop Bob a line, and he'll sort them out. The prices I thought were very, very reasonable. Like £3 to £5, depending on the condition and printing and rarity, that sort of thing. Bob generally gives a bit of discount if you buy in bulk, which is great news as well. But if you're a Corgi collector, you can probably see many, many books here that you might fancy getting your hands on. I certainly did. I tend to like really large Corgi giants, particularly if they're in nice condition, because my way of thinking with these is, if you're going to buy an odd one like that, mail order from someone like eBay or ABE, you're going to end up paying a parcel post for the book. So you're going to pay like £3.60 postage for that one, whereas the book may only be costing you £3.50 or less, £3. So without any postage at all. So when I'm away at shows or actually in a bookshop, if it's a book which is in nice condition that is particularly big in size, page count, then it will get a higher chance of being picked up by me, simply because I know how difficult and expensive those books are to get sent in the post. Obviously, loads of classic cover artists here. You've got Pefs, and you've got Josh Kirby in here as well. Both did covers for Corgi. A few odd panthers. I guess they were in the same lot as the Corgis. Some nice stuff, some juvenile delinquent titles as well. In fact, that is a Josh Kirby there. Clearly signed by him at the bottom. Beautiful jacket. What a great artist he was. And that's one I've picked up. I was keeping my eyes peeled to see if there was any Second World War escape stories. Now, Corgi published a fair few of those, but there was none that I didn't already have. But there was my favourite one of them. I've already got it, so I've left it behind. I'll point it out when we actually when we come across it. Now, that one there, you see, it looks in great shape, but a few of them have been laminated, probably at the time. So I didn't particularly want the laminated ones. And those ones with like yellow stickers on, that was done by the auction house because they were identifying a particular lot. Here's the next box now. And as you can see, some books are duplicated. I think some of them are even in triplicated. But many of these I recognised I've already got. But even though I picked up probably about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm counting them up. Looks like I picked up about 28 out of this lot. I could probably have picked up that much again. I was trying to show some restraint. My shelving where I keep my Corgi collection is rammed. There is literally no room, so I think they're going to have to be rehoused into a different location. Certainly once they've been through my cleaning process, and it's time for them to be added to the collection. The only real way I'm finding room now is boxing up more of the penguin lot. That's the only way I can do it. Box up the penguins to create more shelf space for the other stuff. And I think that's, at least I know where I'm at with that. But I did pick up some books from Bob, which weren't actually Corgi, and once again we will have a look at those towards the end. I've certainly not got loads of Corgi in my collection, but I've not got a bad little run. See, that was really nice, but because it was laminated, it sort of put me off slightly. I've got some penguins in my collection that are laminated, and every time I come across them, they annoy me now, so I'd rather steer clear of laminated, even though they you know, the lamination's done its trick and it's kept the books in really nice condition. Time of the Gringo. Yeah, I had a very, very close look at that one. He was borderline. I've got most of the early Mickey Spillanes in Corgi already, but I bought a job lot a few years back, and they weren't in the greatest of shape, and I did a little job. I repaired them as best I could, but finding them nice condition is always going to be better than having one that's been sort of repaired. So that was lovely. I would have loved that one, but it was just laminated, so I gave it a miss. A great cover, that one. Very, very nice. Detailed jacket. It's another Mickey Spillane. That yellow sticker, as I said, is from the auction house. Nice edition of Earth Abides there. George Stewart. I would have picked that one up if it was slightly better condition. It's a big old book, but that's a nice edition of that. I quite fancied that one. It's fairly early as well. Early science fiction one there, but I've already got him. Another one that sort of caught my interest. Yeah, they don't make books like this anymore, do they? Look at that. Yeah, some nice crime ones there. A little bit of the low grade, but that's how they go. They don't always turn up in top shape, the crime titles. Witness to witchcraft. Boxing books, they're usually good genre to collect. Yeah, I've got something like Javaro. I've got, see, that's a double as well. I said some of them are doubled or tripled even. I know that I've got plenty of fans of Corgi books on the channel, so I hope they're enjoying this particular one. And as I said, if you see anything here that you fancy, these are not expensive, so just drop Bob a line, pop him an email at mrbook451@outlook.com. The email address is also in the description down below, and Bob will be happy to mail all of these to you. He sends right around the world, pretty much. Although it's proven to be an expensive business, overseas shipping, but it's not our fault, sadly. It's just the way it is. Great book, that. Absolute cracker. What a cover as well. Awesome. And there's an extra copy of that one there as well, if you want it twice. Got that Churchill, another great abridgment of his war speeches. I wouldn't have minded that one, but he was a reprint. It's John Steinbeck. I do collect in vintage paperback, but sadly I couldn't get that. That second ending there, I had to just cut there where I whacked the camera, but it's one I've already got, but it's but an early Ed McBain, Evan Hunter. That looked quite fun, but he was just a little bit low grade, sadly, which is a shame. Another Steinbeck there, but it was a reprint. Right, almost at the end of the collection, but it's been, as you can see, there's some fantastic stuff in here. I got that one. You can still see the dust where they've been stored over the years on the top of these books, so they're all going to need a bit of a clean when I get them through my cleaning process. Yeah, that one had a little bit of water damage, but I sort of definitely had that one. There's another copy, but it was a reprint. Count 5 and die. Yeah, as you can see, it's quite the collection, isn't it? It really, really is. It's not every day any book dealer or collector comes across such a big run of one particular publisher like this, and I think Bob did very well managing to secure these at auction. And I, for one, am delighted to be adding, a nice wedge to my collection as well. So fantastic news. I said we'll have a good look through mine in just a moment. So you can see, I think we're on the last box now, so you can see exactly what I ended up picking up. But, as I said, I only scratched the surface. I didn't even buy a fifth of what was there. So there's loads more available. Just while I can see it, on the bottom row there, the one called Stolen Journey. Oliver Philpott, absolutely fantastic Second World War escape story with a beautiful, beautiful Corgi wraparound cover. It's just one of my favourites of the entire list. But I've got a really nice copy of it now, so that one's still there if you want it. Not sure if I pick it up and show it to the camera or not, but believe me, it's lovely. And so many of these I'd never even seen before. That one was so nice. It even had the little advertising flyer inside, which was quite nice. There's that stolen journey. But I don't think I'll pull it out because it's one I've already got. Yeah, I don't. But it's excellent. Yes, this was definitely the final box. So we'll have a look now and we'll see what I managed to pick up for myself. Okay then, so we'll start off with the non-Corgi book. So this is an odd Isaac Asimov. It's not actually by him, it's Asimov Foundation's friends. So it's like tributes to Asimov by various writers. And there we all are. So there's an after forward by him, and a preface by Bradbury. So pretty cool, that's some great names there, as you can see. So that was all right. I got a Dell map back. Can't remember the last time I picked one of these up. It was probably an odd one at the London Paperback Show, which was about 8 months ago. Alphabet Hicks, Rex Stout. So not exactly a top title or anything. However, it's a classic map back with a classic map on the back. And I just love collecting them, so that was nice to have one of those. I picked up this one, Dark Design. It's not mint, but it is the first. I mean, it has got a spine crease, but it'll be absolutely fine, that one, for the time being, for my Jose Farmer collection. I picked up a better copy of this. I have got Fantastic Voyage, the movie tie-in edition, in a paperback, but I haven't got one in this lovely condition, and this one was, again, I think the first of this printing. Yeah, 1966, and really pleased to get a nice copy of that one. And then a couple more Jose Farmers for my collection. Tarzan Alive. That was like his sort of fictionalized biography of Tarzan, and Riverworld and Other Stories, which is, once again, this one I didn't really know anything about. It's Riverworld based, and yeah, contains the original Riverworld novelette, which is expanded and revised, plus other Riverworld sort of related short stories. So that was my sort of non-Corgi lot. And then for the actual Corgi collection that we've just been going through, let's show you some of these. So it's nice to see them sort of in the flesh, as it were. And these are the ones I ended up picking. I mean, just look at that jacket. Can't quite make out the cover artist on that one, but what a beauty. And some of these are actually wraparound jackets. Not all of them, but some of them are. FBI Story by the Gordons. That's a movie or TV tie-in of some sort, I think. That one. Gently Down the Stream. That one's bagged up. Here's one of those examples of a really big, thick Corgi giant in nice condition. Beautiful wraparound cover. Lovely. Really like those particular ones. It's a Western here. Sky Was Their Roof. And the Shining Mountains. Move them over there. We go. No Rice for Rebels. obviously Corgi rather did their share of Second World War novels. This looked interesting. The Flesh and the Fiends, a novel of the Body Snatchers, based on the sensational Triad production film. Body Snatchers, eh? And the film stars Peter Cushing and Donald Pleasance. So that's pretty good, isn't it? That's a little movie tie-in that I didn't know anything about. The Bruiser, a boxing title. Highly collectible books on boxing. Strangers When We Met. Now, I picked this one up. It's a little bit the lower grade, but it is by Ivan Hunter, who is, of course, Ed McBain. And I've got the other one that was shown there, which was, what was it? What was the other one? It wasn't Blackboard Jungle, but it was another one by him. And, yeah, I thought that was worth getting simply because of the Ed McBain connection. And this is a juvenile delinquent title, The Young Devils. That's the one with the Josh Kirby jacket. That's really nice. So I slide them back there. So we get the next wedge over. So Jock. The Jules Verne there. That was a Scotty, which is like their sort of junior imprint. Another one of those huge giants there, signed with their honour. A novel of the air war in Greece. Look at that. Very, very beautiful. That one there, The Lost Weekend. Not the greatest jacket, but looks like it's a book on, alcoholism, which is an interesting subject. Couldn't really leave that one behind. I have got a copy, but not in such nice condition, so that was an upgrade to my existing one. Gino. Handsome virile. Any woman in San Diego was his for the taking. There you go. Gino. There's a Mickey Spillane. That's an upgrade to the one that I've already got. The Wife of the Red-Haired Woman. Another Mickey Spillane upgrade, which is good to get. They had big print runs, those Mickey Spillane, so I wanted them in nice condition if possible. It's an interesting one. No Trees in the Street. Nice jacket on that. Very nice indeed. On the waterfront. And Come Pretty Puss. Quite a thin little one for a corgi. But there's more. Assignment in Brittany. That was that wartime one. Another giant. Look at that. Great artwork, eh? Absolutely amazing. And Forbidden Ground. American West. Look at this. Look at this. Incredible. Let's move them up there because we've got a couple more. Just a couple more. We've got Brother Surgeons. Now this one was F575. And this, as you'll notice, is in A format. 1958. It says on the back, this is the first Corgi book to be published at this price. Quite apart from its length, we believe that this book's quality fully justifies the additional cost, and we are convinced that the reader will not fail to share our enthusiasm for this superb, tumultuous story. So they publish it in traditional A format rather than the pocket format that Corgi are famous for, and they put 5 shillings on it. So there you go. And another one in the similar format is this one, which is Battle, which is another cracking jacket on that one. Look at that. Battle of the Bulge. Brilliant. So there you go. So that was everything I picked up at my haul at Dorset Bob's, and very good it was too. If you've enjoyed today's little look round, do please give the video a thumbs up. Do please hit that subscribe button if you've not already for regular vintage paperback content, and I'll look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.